Imagine this: you're the whole universe, infinite consciousness, God, whatever you want to call it. You're the whole damn thing, and there is nothing outside of you. And you're there all alone. All there is this never-ending, luminous, brilliant field of infinite love with no separation and no other experience, just an infinite field of oneness. And after a while, you get a bit bored of being infinite oneness, and so, as the infinite power that you are, you create a dream. In fact, because you're infinitely powerful, you create infinite dreams. And in one of these dreams is the dream of being a person called, insert your name, on a planet called Earth, in a 3D world of space and time that some other dreamers, who are all really you, call the world or the universe. And you completely forget who or what you really are as this one infinitely creative manifesting power, and you believe yourself to be just this person in a world that you believe to be so solid and real. It's so convincing that even if you become lucid in the dream and you remember you're the dreamer, you still can't immediately change the dream. You can't just blast off and fly, and you can't will things into existence instantaneously like magic. You appear as this limited person, limited by gravity, time, friction, and psychological resistance. And when you believe you're just a person, you believe you're subject to birth and death. You think you're going to die, but in reality, it's just a dream, your dream. And the real you is beyond birth and death. The real you, the dreamer, awareness, isn't ultimately affected by the dream. Even if the dream gets painful and scary and confusing, once you wake up, you remember you're infinite love. You're the one consciousness expressing as this temporary human form. And you sigh a sigh of relief and remember the whole thing was a dream. And who you really are is safe. You are safe. Now, what if everything that I asked you to imagine is reality? Whether you believe it to be true or not, it's just a thought experiment. It's a model. But the model raises questions about who we think we really are. Are you really just a person? Or is your true self beyond that? Or is there anyone really here? So let's ask the question, who are you? Who are you really? Not your name, age, race, nationality, childhood memories, traumas, ideas about yourself, beliefs, opinions, personality, feelings, or even the feeling of being a person. Those are all things you're aware of. Who are you? The one who's aware of them. The one you're really referring to when you say the word I. Not the one saying, I am this or I am that, pointing to a bunch of thoughts, feelings, and sensations, but the one who's aware of this whole experience. You can tell me your name, you can place your hand on your body and say, me, and you can tell us stories and ideas and thoughts or memories about yourself, or you can tell us how your body or looks or feels right now. But let's zoom out. All of these things are temporary things you're aware of. There's someone or something who's aware of them. Isn't that who or what you really are? Look closely. Could it be that the true self is this ever-present, unchanging awareness or consciousness that's appearing as everything you're experiencing right now? And the false self is a bundle of thoughts and feelings that pop up in this ever-present awareness, and when you believe them to be you, you act as this false self, which creates suffering and chaos eventually. Of course, don't believe me, it's just a theory. Test it out in your own experience. My offer to you is to play with this model of true and false self and just see if it reveals anything. In this model, here's some other distinguishing factors. The false self wants to elevate and boost itself up through achievements, feeling righteous or feeling better than other people. It vehemently defends itself against feeling wrong or feeling less than other people, which it perceives as an attack against its sense of self. The true self has no need to feel right, feel better than anyone else, or defend itself from feeling wrong. It doesn't compare. The false self exists in an almost constant state of comparison. It constantly compares itself to other people and your life situation to other people's life situation. And when it thinks someone else is doing better, uncomfortable emotions like lack or jealousy are experienced. The true self accepts life as it is. It desires to manifest in a way, but not from a need to get ahead of other people, but as an expression of its innate peace and fulfillment. The false self is perpetually disturbed and seeks peace and fulfillment in the external world, in achievements, material things, substances, or spiritual experiences, but it only ever finds temporary, fleeting versions of peace and fulfillment before dissatisfaction arises again. The true self is this peace in the now and spontaneously manifests, but doesn't depend on its creation for peace and fulfillment. Creation is a celebration. The false self is made up of thoughts and feelings which are temporary forms that you're aware of. It has no real continuity. Thoughts, feelings, the whole personality can radically shift over time. The true self is this ever-present, ever-continuous awareness manifesting as this whole experience. Its peaceful, whole, and fulfilled nature is permanent and unchanging. The false self lives in resistance to reality. It's anxious about the future and thinks it has to do something about it, otherwise the future could go wrong, which could be a scary or terrible thing. The true self naturally accepts reality like the space of a room accepts anything and everything within it with complete non-attachment. The true self is pure consciousness, pure awareness, beyond space and time, and all concepts and all form. The false self lives in apparent space and time and appears limited by it. The false self is afraid, faithless, untrusting of life, God, or the universe. The true self is faith, trust, wholeness, fullness, fulfillment, peace, infinite creativity, and love. And that concludes the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just to remind you, a few more slots have opened up for the free one-to-one with me or one of my team to see if you'd be a good fit for the Awake and Aware program over at speaktoalex.com if you're interested in non-duality, shadow work, overcoming anxiety and fear, and creating from a place of peace and inner stillness and getting into flow. This program's for you. That's speaktoalex.com. See you in the next video. Peace.